Nat Turner. Most of y'all know his story about the rebellion and how he met John Brown and how it all went awry and he was eventually hung. But his story is way deeper than that. There's a lot of things that you should probably know. See, they noticed how smart Nat Turner was at a young age. That's why they taught him to read and write and preach the word of God. Unfortunately, we know he pastored from the slave Bible, not the Bible that we know today. He also claimed to have revelations or prophetic dreams from God that he would see quite often. So when he was 21, he ran away from his slave master. And after 30 days, he returned, claiming that he saw a vision that God had a plan for him and that he had to come back to be with his earthly master at the time. Which, good or bad, he met his wife shortly after returning. However, about a year after marrying his wife, he was sold to another gentleman in Ohio. Now, he was trying to get his wife to come to Ohio with him and was trying to buy her freedom. However, the master down in Virginia wouldn't allow that to happen. Nat Turner around this time also spoke a lot about dreams he was having about revolution and the balance of power between white and black men were going to change, and he saw bloody wars happening. So when he ran into John Brown, it kind of confirmed in his mind the visions that he said he was having from God. And we all know the story about how the rebellion started. Him and John Brown formulated a plan. It was well laid out. They broke into the armory. They gathered all the men and the weapons, and they were getting ready to take over a small town in Virginia when someone snitched on them. And about 60 people died. Nat Turner, they decided they were going to make an example out of him. Now, the punishment for insurrection was to be hanged to death. John Brown was also hung. Nat Turner, though, like I said, they wanted to make an example out of. So after he was hung, they took him down, they skinned him, made purses and wallets out of his hide. They boiled his flesh down to make a dish called money bags, and they ate him, as well as using his bones to make trophies. Essentially, they celebrated his death with a meal, some goods, and some souvenirs. Now, even though John Brown's story was bigger at first, it was Nat Turner's story that ran through abolitionist newspapers and really kicked the abolitionist movement into overdrive, leading to the Civil War. Now, I'm not the most religious person, but I would say I do find it interesting that he claimed to see these visions 5 to 10 years before it actually happened.